You're listening to the T21 Podcast, brought to you by Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks. Our mission is to bring life and wellness to families who are advocating towards a community of inclusion for individuals with Down syndrome. Hi, welcome back to the T21 Podcast. My name is Chloe Jones, and joining with me is Ben Ward and some special guests. Today we are joined by a family who didn't just open a coffee shop and a mobile coffee bar to serve great drinks, but to create community and opportunity for our friends and individuals with special needs and disabilities. So we're so glad to have Whitney and Chris Justice here.
Welcome.
With Brew 21 Extra Chromosome Coffee Company. So welcome. So grab your favorite drink, even if it's not coffee, and settle in. This is going to be a good one. And I wanted to ask, Ben said this, and I love it. What's your favorite coffee order? Go.
From Brew 21?
Sure. Wreck yourself?
Preferably.
Well, I'm Wit. My nickname's Wit, so I love the Wit's pick. But his favorite is Dad's Choice, and he's kind of got me over on that side now. Dad's Choice is my favorite.
That's
So
my favorite
real
too.
quick, what's in a Dad's Choice then?
It's coconut, caramel, and chocolate or mocha, and it's my favorite. And once people try it, they usually get hooked on it. It's probably one of the most populars. The seasonals are always very popular, but I think the tried and true is the Dad's Choice.
Nice. Awesome. Well, like Chloe said, we're excited to have you guys here. Excited to start this conversation. And so let's get right into it. Let's go to the origin story. What was the inspiration behind starting Brew 21?
So our son Wyatt has Down syndrome, and we could tell pretty early on that we wanted big things for him. And we wanted him to work hard because that's a big deal to us. And we've been taught a lot about the value of work. And we wanted to create a job that he could be a part of and that we could work together as a family. And we love coffee, and we love sitting and having coffee and everything about coffee, really. So we're like, what about having a mobile coffee bar? So that's where it started.
When was this roughly? What time frame, year?
It was
Did we launch?
2023.
Yeah, so
August.
Whitney had kind of had the idea. She owns a hair salon, and her end goal was to like kind of have a business established by the time Wyatt graduated. So like that transition of after school, there was a place for him to go and a purpose. So she'd been doing research and trying local coffee roasters and trying to just kind of come up with a business model or what we wanted to do. And she was looking for coffee trailers or concession trailers, and she found one that was unique. And that was, I don't know, probably August of 2023, July or August, I would think. It was probably in July because I think we did our first like big event around the end of August.
It was the Step Up Walk.
Oh,
Our
cool.
first event
Yeah.
was the Step Up Walk.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
and
know
we
that.
did not know what we were doing at all, but it was a blast, and that
That's
was the
awesome.
perfect first event.
That's awesome. And obviously, I'm sure Wyatt loved it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have your aprons and
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I remember that. I
Yes.
didn't realize that was your first time. So
There's no telling what the drinks taste like. but
Right.
It was delicious. I remember.
It was fun, yes.
Well, that's so awesome. And now, the reason I know what the Dad's Choice is because now you guys are in Upside Down Mercantile. So you had the mobile coffee bar, and you do all kinds of events, and what all do you do with that? Just literally anything, festivals or?
Yeah, anything that our schedule allows. It seems like we've focused more on like people booking us or the coffee trailer. Businesses, churches, schools, festivals, stuff like that.
Weddings.
And, weddings. Parties, anything. We've tried just setting up, like food and coffee trucks do, just to have a street corner or parking lot or whatever. But it just wasn't the same atmosphere. When you show up, and especially when you have the Down syndrome guys, it's just a totally different vibe. And the inclusion and just the atmosphere is so much more fun and makes it worth it. And so anyways, we've kind of got away from just setting up, just doing a pop-up event or something like that, and just try to do bookings. And then that's, kind of evolved to where we're at today with the brick and mortar. Mm-hmm. And, it's been a lot of fun.
Trying to make our events just more of like a personal experience, like more of an experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead of an everyday thing.
I love that you said fun, because anybody that's been around the Down syndrome community knows that,
right,
man, those are, being around an individual with Down syndrome is a blast. And, anytime I've been around the coffee cart or even down at the brick and mortar, just seeing Wyatt and his friends just enjoy. They love what they do. Sometimes you go into coffee shops and not everybody loves their job, right?
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
Right.
But you come into Brew 21 and everybody is having a blast. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That's helped us so much, like not sweat the small stuff. Because in the beginning, we were just trying to make everything perfect all the time. And we'd be with those guys and, they don't have a care in the world. They're just there for the good time. And it like keeps things constantly in perspective that what we're here for, what we're doing, it's not about perfection at all. And honestly, if that's what people are into, like go to Starbucks, that's not what we're trying to create. Yeah. And it kind of keeps it in perspective for us too, to keep it light, simple, fun, enjoyable.
You said not sweat the small stuff. So starting off for you guys, or even if it's more pertinent now as you're transitioning into a brick and mortar, what's kind of some of your biggest, or was your biggest hopes, or maybe even your biggest fears as well with starting a business like this?
The drinks being bad, like not knowing what we were doing in the beginning. The wait time, like at these events, we have a line and we didn't, don't want people to be upset because they're waiting for 15 minutes to get their drink, but we've kind of just worked through that, and we have not had one negative experience.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty amazing. It's 3 years, and everyone everywhere has been so encouraging, so kind, and so that's given us a lot of confidence too, that people they don't want perfection, They're just there for the experience too.
Yeah. So part of the experience obviously is our friends with Down syndrome that work at the shop and other disabilities. So what are their tasks when working in the mobile coffee cart? Do they do all of it, or what kind is their day when working it?
Yeah, it kind of depends on how busy we are. We try to push them to do everything. But some of them have, they're stronger in other areas. And, it's whether they have good people skills, they want to talk and interact with people, or if they just kind of want to be left alone and focus on their task. And so we just kind of figure out what works best for them and where they're efficient and they thrive. And once you find that, they really do a great job. And it's not like you have to babysit them or anything. You just put them on task and they do their job, and they do it very well. And, we kind of know their limits of how long, like what their focus time is, that they really do good, and then they need a break. And so you give them a break, and then you put them back on task, and they go back at it.
Sometimes.
Yeah. There's definitely some defiance
in
there.
No going back.
Yeah, the break sometimes is the end.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yes.
But
we've learned to strategically place those breaks.
Yeah.
That's what I think with us having a son with Down syndrome and having that exposure, we kind of know how to approach, to teach them and then keep them on track and let them excel. And not just be negative and just be like, oh, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? Like, and that was one thing, like with the coffee business, was we just wanted it to be simple, like just simple stuff. We're not, creating this, big extravagant business or anything like that. That's like not our goal. It's just something simple. And it's the environment, the experience, and just purpose for them. It would be great, like if we really, like I'm not going to say not be involved, but if we're just there to just kind of manage or just oversee everything and just let them do it all. That's our goal, is everybody can do every scope of work and just let them come in and do their thing.
That's awesome. I want to sidebar for just a second, because Wyatt's not the only individual with Down syndrome that you have working at Brew 21. So for parents out there that are like, man, that's really awesome that they did this, what is like a piece of advice that you would give them to help give them the hope that they would be able to do it, or how to get their child involved or somebody that they knew with Down syndrome involved in a business like that, whether it's coffee or not?
I think start working with them at home on chores and responsibilities helps so much prepare them for the workplace. And then taking directions and being structured and being on a schedule, they thrive on that. So I think getting some of those steps at home would help, and then getting out into the community and seeing who hires people with special needs and seeing what's available and let them try it.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times, myself included, we put limits on our children because we don't think they can do something, or we're trying to protect them from being hurt
Failure,
or being scared or whatever. And a lot of times they don't really need those limits. It's more us thinking they need those, which is a normal parent thing.
I was gonna say, that's
every
great
child.
parenting advice.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It's
That's-
great advice. We just have to actually do it.
Absolutely.
You know?
I think that's one thing we've realized with being around so many more of them with Down syndrome, that, you know, some of them are stronger or better in other areas, but they love the drive to be pushed and see what they can do. And one thing with them being together is they see one of the other ones doing it, and they're like, oh, well, I can do it. When they say before, like, oh, I can't do that, you know.
Yeah.
And Wyatt does it too, and he's really the youngest one in our group as far as employees. And so he's the first one that goes, I can't do that, you know, or he struggles or whatever. But then if he sees Riley or Nathan or any of the other ones do it, he's like, oh, well, let me get in there and try it, you know. And just seeing them feed off of each other is what's fun, and you know, I mean, it helps them more than anything.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think high expectations is the best thing for them, because hard work gives us confidence, you know, anybody, because it gives you a sense of that you're capable. And then if you can make money doing that also, that, you know, is only going to give you more confidence. I think we need to push harder and expect a lot because they're completely capable of it.
Oh, yeah. I think that also helps. Like, I'm thinking of downstairs at Upside Down Mercantile. Like, we have a lot of our friends and brand ambassadors come and volunteer, and I expect the most out of them.
Yes.
And
you
then after their first couple weeks, first couple months, then we kind of break it down. Okay, what is your, like, just like where do they excel, and what do they love to do? Some of our girls love to organize, so I let them organize as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Riley, I know, with the coffee shop, he loves to clean that espresso shop.
Yes, every speck of espresso.
Every speck is cleaned and spotless, and he does a great job.
He does.
Yes.
And then, also working with behaviors, that can be difficult, but that's part of, running a business, and that working with any employees is handling behaviors,
Yes.
but especially with our friends.
Right.
Right.
So, I noticed that you guys, if you look at their social media, they have a ton of videos of you guys dancing and having a good time, and those are the breaks that I think work the best.
Yes.
In terms of going back to work afterwards.
Right.
And those are what makes people's day, you know.
Yes.
If you go and get your coffee and you see some guys dancing to Alan Jackson, like, you're going to smile and have a better day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. So we've said it a few times, you know, Upside Down, we're in the upstairs of Upside Down Mercantile in Springfield, Missouri, and you guys have recently transitioned and have a spot inside the Upside Down Mercantile. So tell us a little bit about that transition, what's been the differences from operating a coffee cart to now having a brick and mortar location?
It's
Positives
similar.
or negatives?
Yeah, it's been similar in a lot of ways, just because we kind of already had the trailer to work out the kinks and figure out what we were doing. And our space in here is pretty small, and our space in the trailer is pretty small, so that was kind of similar. But just being open, you know, 4 days a week, 8 to 2, is different. You know, having consistent hours and being open all the time, that's totally different. And then having staff here all the time.
The coffee trailer, I think, was more because we both still work. We have careers, and you know, it was kind of a side hustle, kind of a just side gig, and we done it when we could fit it in. And now this is more of a full-time gig, And we're 100% involved, but we're not here every day. And, but it's becoming more of a job. And that's, essentially our end goal. But it's, we're just easing our way into it, I guess. And it's been amazing how it's just like God's just had a role in the way everything's played out, because it's not like it's been super stressful for us. It's work, but it's not like we're stressed to the max on like, how are we going to make this work? Like, it's all just worked out. It's been amazing.
Mm-hmm. The cool thing about the store that I've loved is, which we don't really get that in the trailer, is there's more jobs for them. Mm-hmm. Okay. So sweeping, taking out the trash, stocking the refrigerator, stocking the cups. There's more jobs available having the shop. And then the other thing that I've noticed that's been a huge positive is there can be more of them working. Mm-hmm. So it creates more of a community. Like Wyatt absolutely loves working the coffee shop. He calls it his coffee shop. And he tells everybody, I've got to work the coffee shop.
We know who the real boss is.
Right? Oh, yeah. And, he loves being up here because all of his friends are here, you know. So that's been fun to see that, in the trailer, it's a 12-foot trailer. So we can't have 6 of us in there trying to work. So that's been awesome, having the space to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's made, obviously our goal when we opened Upside Down Mercantile in 2023 was for it to be like the hub for our friends with Down syndrome and our families that are local to come and hang out and to celebrate our friends with Down syndrome. But now with the coffee shop being down there, it's like even more so a place for our friends to gather. Like we have on the third Friday, I always say third Thursday, third Friday of every month, we get games and they get coffee and come hang out. We have local day programs that help people with disabilities. They come and drink coffee and it's been so cool to see. Like that is our goal. Like our goal is for a place to be where people come in and hang out and feel completely at ease and included. They're not getting looked at. They're not like, we're having dance parties. People are acting a fool in the corner, but but it's like we want this to be a place where these people are the most comfortable and the most welcome. And so having the coffee shop, it's been such a huge blessing to Upside Down Mercantile and Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks. So
you guys recently had your grand opening, and I was able to stop by with my kiddos.
That's
and
crazy.
It was a party
right
there. Like as I was leaving, it was a warm day. It was a beautiful day in Springfield for, that time of year, and just watching people walk down the street and just turning their heads. And, they then are introduced to something just by walking into the door to a world that, a lot of people are not familiar with. And then they are able to learn and be educated on Down syndrome a little bit, and on Brew 21 and the incredible work that you guys are doing and Upside Down Mercantile. It's a really cool thing to see what's happening.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I had this couple tell me that I guess the lady has like sensory problems and like crowds, freak her out. And they said when they came in for the grand opening, the wife was like, I don't think I can do this. And the husband was like, come on, let's just try it. And so they came because it was so loud, so many people, standing room only. And they said they came in and they were in for like 5 minutes, and he's like, are you okay? And she's like, oh yeah, I want to stay in here. It feels good. Yeah. I'm not scared anymore.
You couldn't help but love that vibe. The whole building, the room, it all just was so inviting and so fun.
Yes.
And it was an absolute blast.
Yeah, to give just a little bit of an idea, if you can't already tell from how we've described it, I said it was like I was at a club, but there was no alcohol.
Right, and it was morning.
All the lights were on, and it was in the morning.
Right. Yeah, yes.
That was just like the buzz of the room. It was so cool.
And it would be Ozzy Osbourne, and then How Great Thou Art on
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, the guy singing How Great Thou Art.
Everybody got their music needs met that day.
They really did. It was special. There was a girl that came in with Down syndrome, and she was older, and she was really shy and quiet that day, and it was her first time in. They had heard about the grand opening, so I got her picture on the wall. We have a VIP wall for our friends with Down syndrome where we get a Polaroid photo, and then they write their name. But I got her picture, and I asked her if she wanted to do karaoke, And her mom or staff or whoever was with her was like, "Oh no, she's too shy." And she looked at me and was like, "Yes."
Yes.
Right.
And the mom or whoever it was looked at her like shocked, like, "Oh, she wants to." And she got up there and sang like the next song.
That's so
and
awesome.
So
it was
cool.
so cool, like to see like how proud that her
Yes.
staff or whoever was of her, and also like her stepping up, because I'm sure she felt so welcome.
Right.
Yes.
Like and
Right.
celebrated in that moment. Like
She could just be herself.
yes,
Yes.
exactly. And so that was fun.
So you guys have mentioned a few names. So tell us a little bit about your staff. How many do you have on staff? And they're not all individuals with Down syndrome. You have some pretty incredible young ladies as well. Tell us a little bit about them on what you're comfortable saying to the public.
So we have 5 individuals with special needs that work with us. Wyatt, obviously, is our son. He's 17 and has Down syndrome, and he is the life of the party. He's a blast. And then we have Nathan, Nathan Mathis, who has Down syndrome. He has a brand in the store, the Trisaki socks, and he's such a hoot. And him and Chris actually grew up next door to each other, which was so cool.
Yep.
And so they feel like they're cousins or brothers. And then we have Riley Hesterly, who has Dude Scent inside the store. He has a brand, and those guys have both worked for us since the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we started with Wyatt, Riley, and Nathan, and Riley loves to clean. He loves to dance. He is very stubborn and very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 2 girls that are on the autistic spectrum, and Grace, and she is like an angel walking among us. She's so
Literally.
encouraging, so kind, loves the Lord, loves to
She's like amazing with people. So
Yeah.
she can do drinks. She's actually like job shadowed in high school in a coffee shop, and so she's had quite a bit of exposure in around the coffee machines and stuff like that. But she does great with the register and just interacting with people. She's so sweet.
And her and Wyatt have grown up together, so that's been fun. They're very close friends. And then we have Callie Dawson, and Wyatt and her both are from Republic, and she was on the Special Olympics weightlifting team and expressed interest in working with us, so she's helped some. And then we have 2 college girls that help us so much. We could not do it without them, because we have other jobs, and they have the heart to help, and they want to see the friends working with us thrive. But then they're also just dependable and do anything that we ask and show up, and we couldn't do it without them for sure.
Right. That's awesome. That's a pretty incredible staff. So tell us a little bit about as we're wrapping up here. Tell us hours, days, where they can find you, and then how they can, for the coffee truck, how somebody can get a hold of you for booking events, things like that. Just the basics.
So the coffee shop is open inside the Upside Down Mercantile Wednesday through Saturday, 8 to 2. And our trailer, we just book events. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and we post where we'll be set up, the times and the dates. And if you're interested in booking our coffee trailer for an event, you can email us at extrachromosomecoffee@gmail.com, or you can message us on one of those social media platforms.
We also have a website. It's Brew21 Coffee, and you can buy our coffee online, any of our apparel. You can inquire about the coffee trailer, and then there's links to all of our social media stuff on there as well.
Here's our coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna
also,
say.
we have 2 roasts. We have a roast we get from Copper Canyon that everybody loves, that we use to make our drinks, and it's the Brew 21 roast. And then our newest one is Extra Chromosome Coffee, and that is a partnership with Generous, and they're doing really cool. They're 100%
So
nonprofit for nonprofit, so we're excited to be partnering with them and have our own custom bag. Wyatt's very proud of that bag because it has his story on it. So he tries to get everyone to get that one.
That's awesome. Well, and don't throw anything at me, but I do want to make this clear for any listeners. You guys do, for us non-coffee drinkers, all right?
Yes.
You guys do have a little bit of a bigger menu than just coffee. I grabbed one this morning before our episode here. So maybe go briefly over, what do you offer besides just coffee?
So we have the energy drinks that are Red Bull based, and we can add any flavor, but we have some signature ones that we do that are super popular, and we try to change them up and try to keep things new. We do some like craft lemonades and stuff in the summertime, just for something different. And then, we can do the chai teas and the matchas and all that stuff.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate's super popular, especially in the wintertime.
Especially with Nathan.
Nathan
Yeah.
doesn't drink at all. Yeah.
But yeah, we can do a lot of other things, and we try to just try some new stuff and see what sticks with people and what they want, and the trends of what else is out there that we can offer. So yeah, we try to keep it fresh.
And then if you guys, I know you mentioned you had a website, but we also have a link on shopupsidedown.com where you can buy their merch and their coffee. If you want to also see Nathan's brand or Riley's brand or anyone else's brand, you can look on there too. But so yeah.
Awesome. Well, Chris and Whitney, it was an absolute pleasure to have you guys on today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Love talking to you guys and having conversations, real conversations like this. Is there anything you'd like to wrap up with before we get off here? Anything we didn't ask that you'd like to mention? And no is an okay answer.
I don't think I have anything.
No, I think you guys covered it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
for
joining
having
us
us.
today.
Yeah, thank you
and
so much.
for anybody listening, obviously you found us through our website on YouTube. So go ahead and like and share that for us, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
See ya. If you would like to learn more about Upside Down Mercantile, you can go to shopupsidedown.com or visit us on Commercial Street in Springfield, Missouri. If you have a topic you'd like to know more about, you can email them to info@dsgo.life.